Good evening, gentlemen. It is your boy, Sir Yeetus. Welcome to episode 176 of Yeetus Thoughts. This is something that I've been thinking about for the last couple of days when it comes to ego, right? And we all know that ego is not really a gender specific thing. But at the same time, women's ego in the West has gotten so out of control, it's not even funny. It's gotten so out of control. We are literally dealing with women that are below average. When I say below average, I mean fours, threes, twos that are walking around believing that they're the next Cleopatra or they're the Beyonce of the dating market. And I want to go in on that because people want to go in on male ego all the time. So I don't really want to dive in when it comes to that aspect. I really want to go in and pick apart the woman's ego. Because the women's ego, in my opinion only, is way bigger than the male ego. Way bigger. Way bigger. It's not gonna be funny. Because you know why? A woman's ego is part of her survival tactics. Okay? She has to have a big ego. That's why hypergamy and ego is definitely correlated with each other. They have to have the best so they can brag about having and being the best. Right now, right in front of me, I have a list that I want to go through just so that you guys can understand where I'm coming from. Because I have around 9-10 items that I want to go through about the female ego that is just running rampant in today's society today. It's not even funny. So, before I begin, we're going to see if the Gray Ghost can stop by. I'm sure he will soon. I'm sure he will stop by. Right now, he's pretty busy. But at the moment, it's just me. But I'm definitely going to give you guys 9 or 10 items on why the female ego is just out of control. I know ego and pride are pretty much synonymous, but the female ego definitely evolves to excessive pride to the point where women would rather die alone than to admit that they were wrong when it comes to their feminist ways and actually try to start a family with a man that's not in the top 5-10%. Oh yeah, we're gonna break it down real good. But before I begin, let me read some of these comments. Hey Fozzie, what's going on? Ego, everyone's worst enemy. Yes, definitely everyone's worst enemy, but in my opinion, in 2022, definitely a woman's worst enemy. Ego, women cannot fuck. I'm telling you, gentlemen, if you deal with enough women, I'm sure you can understand where I'm coming from when it comes to their ego. They only ask for the best so they can brag about being with the best and having the best. What do you mean, Sir Yeetus? I'll let you know. Women, they will go for the best possible guy that they can find. And then once she's able to capture that guy, right, aka marriage, she'll be able to brag to her friends and family 24/7 about how much money her husband makes and how many things that she's able to buy material wise. And I'm sure you guys noticed that. I'm sure you guys do. So I'm definitely going to get into that one. That guy Pete, what's going on, man? Hey, if you want to join on the stream right quick, you can definitely can. He says ego is one of, if not the greatest obstacle to internal peace. Yes. Yes, I agree. I agree, and in my opinion, men are way more likely to be humble than women because we don't have a bunch of female simps gassing up uh our self-esteem, gassing up our ego, right? We don't have a bunch of female simps talking about we're perfect, talking about, oh, nothing will stop you from being successful. Oh, you can get any woman that you want. Not one man, I'm talking about average man, has women flocking, saying, "Oh yeah, you're the best. Oh my God, don't listen to these women talking down on you. Oh, you a king, you a king. All you men are king." Come on, it's just fantasy at that point. Sergeant Grinch, greetings, Sir Yeetus and fellow Buddhas. What's going on, man? What is going on? Sigma Rodin, hey, what's going on? He says Evening Warband. Cyrus McCormick, is this working? Yeah, of course it's working. Of course. Just hope that my stream isn't going to be messed with this time. That's the reason why I took a few days break. Hermit, what's going on, man? I'm surprised you're not in Hawaii yet. Are you in Hawaii yet? Lego, what's going on? What's going on, dude? You're like almost all my streams. John Johnson, what's good? Yo, yeet. No, yo to you. What's going on? All right, I pretty much got through the majority of the situation. So we're going to start with topic number one when it comes to women's ego. Okay. Women's ego. Women's ego is through the fucking roof. It is not even funny. It is so out there that even the most dingiest, dusty, fucking below average women out there truly believe that they deserve a Chris Evans. It is pathetic. It is pathetic at this point. We dealt with this for around 10, 15 years. I'll say 10, 15 years. But right now, the delusion is getting out of control. It is getting out of control. Oh, shit. Before I start with number one, if you want to support your boy, Sir Yeetus, there's a link on top of the chat. Cash App / Sir Yeetus. Best possible way to donate because the money goes directly to me. But you can also do super chat or super thanks if you cannot donate. It is all good. Any donation is appreciated. Okay. Don't act like I don't know that I know this. Okay. And I appreciate any of you guys' donations. Okay. Number one, wearing makeup and certain dresses. Have you noticed a lot of women out there, they put on 5 pounds of makeup and they just put on the most skippiest dress, right? For example, a sundress. They put that on and then they're walking down the street and then eventually they'll have, a few males, driving by or walking by. They're like, ooh, look at her. Oh, she looks so good. Oh, let me go and holler at her right quick, or let me go ahead and compliment her right quick. Immediately, she will go on defensive mode and talking about, I did not dress this way for you. I not coming out here in public dressing in a very promiscuous fashion just to attract somebody like you. I do this for me. I do this because I am comfortable. I do this because it is something that I enjoy. And of course, a lot of you guys, you can clearly see the bullshit from a mile away, which that's definitely not the case. Because if you guys ever live with a woman, right, even if it's with your own mother, okay, because I'm sure you guys notice your mother, your sister, whoever it is, whoever is within your household, if they truly were putting on makeup and putting on dresses for themselves, why don't they walk around their own household? Why don't they walk around the privacy of their own household dressing in the exact same way? Why don't they do that? If you were clearly just doing that for you because you are very comfortable in your skin, wearing 5 pounds of makeup and wearing little to no clothing, why don't you do that in your privacy in your own home? Do you go to do you eat breakfast in that outfit? Do you sit down on the couch and watch your favorite show in that skimpy outfit and 5 pounds of makeup? Do you go to sleep in that skimpy outfit and 5 pounds of makeup? No, and the fuck you don't. Because I guarantee you, 99% of the men that are watching my channel right now at this moment can say women do not, they do not go to bed and go to sleep with all that makeup and wearing the skimpy club clothes that they claim that they're wearing for themselves. No, they only put that shit on when they go outside in public. Because, gentlemen, I guarantee you, you know right now, your mother or your sister, your cousins, your female friends, your female roommate, your girlfriend, your fiance, your wife, they do not wear that type of clothing 24/7. They only do that when they are bestowed upon the public. So that bullshit right there, when it comes to the female ego, that shit is just out of control at this point. They really do believe that they are so above men that they will feed their own lies, their own delusions to themselves, that they will wear straight up streetwalker clothing and 5 pounds of makeup in the middle of winter. Here, that's a big thing. Even during the fall winter times, women are going to clubs, women are going to bars, wearing little to nothing, walking through snowstorms and shit. And they have the audacity to say, I'm doing this because I'm comfortable, while they're freezing to death. It's bullshit, gentlemen. It's straight up bullshit. You know it, I know it. And those females that want to spew their delusional fucking fantasies, they know it as well. Okay, we are going to number two. A lot of women, when it comes to the ego, since they are fucking saved so much by Simpson white knights, women these days, they truly believe that they're untouchable. Pretty much no matter what kind of bad behavior or decisions that they do, more specifically confronting a man like she's a man herself, literally a 5'1" woman that weighs 99 pounds, believing that she can confront a whole 6 foot some dude that weighs over 200 pounds and expect nothing to happen because they're so comfortable being protected by the Simpson white knights that are surrounding them, right? Within a 50-meter radius. They really do believe that they are so invincible that they can confront a man of that stature and expect nothing to happen. But see, that's the crazy part, and that's the funny part as well. They honestly believe that every single man out there, especially every single man that is fucking ginormous and fucking strong and possibly a fucking fighter or just don't give a fuck. There are advocates of equality and they will throw hands with a woman or a man. They don't care. But women in this society are so comfortable, they are going to confront these type of men, dangerous men, right? Dangerous men. I'm going to repeat myself. A man that's 6 foot something, 200 and something pounds, possibly has a background in combative sports or just combatives in general, that other men, right? Other men, sorry, not man, other men wouldn't go to that man with that same energy. Think about it, gentlemen. Other grown ass men that are a lot bigger than her would not go to that 6 foot some man with that same energy because we already know that we're going to have to throw hands and that's not going to end well. But since this little 5'1", 5'2" woman has been so sheltered throughout her life, she really do believe that she can confront a man in a very aggressive manner and put hands on that certain man and expect no negative consequences to be bestowed upon her. But as soon as the big ass man defends himself or just don't give a fuck and give her equal rights and lefts, all that bravado of, oh yeah, I'm strong, independent, oh my god, I'm so empowering, the future is female, that shit goes out the fucking window. And now she fucking falls on the floor, she folds like a lawn chair. All of a sudden she's a victim and she is crying out in damsel in distress, crying out for her simps and white knights and come to come save her. That's the ego that I'm talking about, gentlemen. That's the ego that is always, almost always left unchecked. She doesn't fear for her safety. She doesn't fear for her life because she never had to be put in a situation where she doesn't have sips and white knights. She doesn't have the state. She doesn't have law enforcement. She doesn't have the government by her side. Imagine you take all that away right now, today. Do you really think women out there these days are going to have that same attitude? I don't think so. I don't think so. Not even close. Not even close. I'm gonna read a couple of these super chats before we continue. I hope you guys are enjoying the stream so far because I definitely am. I'm pretty sure Susan's watching my channel right now because my views on YouTube is getting cooked. It's getting cooked big time. Okay, give me 1 second. So there's donations from Chaz. Chaz, thank you very much. $5 donation through Cash App. Thank you very much, Chaz the Fool. I appreciate it, man. Also, I got another donation from Cyrus McCormick, $10 donation. Thank you very much, man. He says, I take care of my mom who is 60 and told me it's because it's personal hygiene to her to be putting on her makeup when I take her to dinner. Luckily, my sis doesn't like makeup yet. Oh, I don't know how old your sister is, but it's going to be a matter of time. It's going to be a matter of time, right? I'm not saying it's 100% fact, but more likely than not, especially since she lives in the West, she would definitely take liking to makeup eventually. Shit, I saw something. Hold up. That guy P never lived in an ancestral environment. What do you mean? What do you mean? I don't get it. I don't get it. Anyway, Lion and MGTOW, pride comes before the fall, which I will definitely get to very soon, Lion and MGTOW. I'm going to get to that very soon. All right, let's get back to the list. We're going to go to number 3 of the female ego. Is just spiraling out of control. It is uncontrollable right now, and she's going to shoot herself in the foot. So, number 3 is Prince Charming will be waiting for her at the end of her time on the carousel. Gentlemen, I'll let you know right now. I'm sure all you guys already know. The Prince Charming that she's looking for is not going to be waiting for her at the end of her time on the carousel. It's not. And that's why you see a bunch of middle-aged women so fucking bitter, so fucking depressed, so fucking sad. Okay, because this imaginary person that she built up in her head, and all these delusional standards that she tries to fucking bestow upon Chad and Tyrone, it's not going to stick, right? Because Chad and Tyrone is Chad and Tyrone. If she gets lucky, and get a blue pill Chad, okay, that's one thing. All right, pff, all power to you. But 99% of Chad Tyrone's, Pookie and Ray Ray, Muhammad and Pablo, they are not gonna be that goody two shoe motherfucker. Why? Because they have countless fucking options. What makes you so special upon the thousands of women that are chasing them? No, not at all. And then once that woman reach middle age and goes back to the Sims, because it's very interesting, it's very funny how all these women that reject these quote unquote lame men, these good men, these average men, as soon as they're not able to attract Chad and Tyrone anymore, all of a sudden they know where the good men are. All of a sudden they can pinpoint where all the good average men are. But unfortunately for you, biology doesn't work in your favor. So a bunch of these average men, these good men that are doing good financially or just doing good in life in general, they're not going to waste their time on a woman that A, rejected them in the first place, B, they already had a couple kids from two different baby daddies, C, you already going to be reaching your 40s. It is pretty much unhealthy at this point and dangerous for a woman to produce a baby at that point. Okay, because the baby will have a way higher risk of having deformities. But of course, women that's approaching 35, 40, they're not going to accept that. Oh, just freeze my eggs. Like, okay, good luck. Good luck with that. Just try to go to a man and say, "Yeah, I'm 45 years old, but I froze my eggs. We can have kids there. We can put in a woman that can have kids." If that's the case, then he will be sticking with the woman that can have kids, not you that got ran through by 20, 30, 40, 50 thousands of people. I'd rather go with a woman that's younger and possibly have a lot less bodies. And a lot of women, they just don't fucking get it. They can't comprehend that. The older you are, and the fact that you're still single in 35, 40, 45, unless your husband died or you became a widow, your age itself is a red fucking flag. You telling me from 18 to 30, right? I'm being generous. 18 to 30, you couldn't find a suitable partner? You couldn't find a man to settle down with? Well, you were at your prime when it comes to your attractiveness, youthfulness, fertility, from 18 to 30. Somehow you're still single? Gentlemen, once again, I explained this in plenty of my streams before. That's why That's why women lie about their age. That's why women lie about their weight. That's why women lie about their body count because they know how important that shit is to a man, right? Or at least to a man that they're trying to get with. They know how important it is. They know, right? Past all that bullshit, all past all that inflated ego of oh yeah, I'm a strong independent woman and I'm single because all these men that I've been with in the past, they just couldn't handle me. They couldn't handle all this. Yeah, bullshit. I just hear excuses. I just hear nothing but fucking flapping those lips on how somehow, some way you ran all the men out of your life. I don't want to fucking hear it. I don't want to hear it. All right. Let's go to number 4 of women's inflated ego, right? And I'm sure you guys can agree with this decision. The only reason why women's ego is so inflated in today's society is simps. Simps, 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 simps. Simps are the ones that are the main cause of all this craziness that's happening today. Simps are just so desperate to get within 50 meters of a puniti, right? It doesn't matter if it's from a supermodel or a fucking gremlin, okay? They want to be somewhere near the estrogen. And they will go as far as hurting somebody or killing somebody for that female approval. Simps will talk down to their friends, talk down to their family. Gentlemen, I'm telling you, it is out of control. Simps will give up their life savings just to get acknowledgement from a woman that they've never met in person. That's the only reason why we have a bunch of female millionaires, multimillionaires, through OnlyFans or through Twitch. It's insane out there these days. And once again, if these women want to make money that way, that's fine. I'm not going to hold them against it. If you want to make money that way, make money that way. The only issue is you don't want to be held accountable for the negative consequences that comes with making money through OnlyFans or having that sexual encounter on Twitch. They don't want to be held accountable or be called a slut or a whore. They don't want to be held accountable like that. They want to be as sexual as possible on these social media platforms, take as much money as they can from various passive incomes, but mainly the Sims. But at the end of the day, they want to be treated like queens. That's Sims for you. That's Sims. All right, let's go to number 5. Number 5 of the inflated female ego. Women do not hold other women accountable for their bad behavior and decisions. They do not. All right. I don't want to hear about just pearly things. I don't want to hear about femme sapien. They're only doing that shit now. Out of all times, they're doing it now just so they can appease the male audience so they can take money from them. Okay. I don't want to hear about their fucking channels, especially Roma Army. Fuck that bitch. She's the worst of them all. She did the most atrocious things when it comes to being a woman and when it comes to holding a man down. Okay. And you guys already know her track record, so I'm not going to go through that. But all these channels that are popping up trying to come into the manosphere space, regurgitating the exact same points that we've been saying for years. No, they're not holding women accountable. They're not. They're not whatsoever. They are constantly throughout various social media platforms encouraging women to be fat, encouraging women to be lazy, encouraging women to be promiscuous, encouraging women to be manipulative, encouraging women to be gold diggers, encouraging women to be adulterers if they're married, encouraging women to kill their own fucking child. And the list goes on. The list goes on. And that's why, gentlemen, is the main reason why channels like ours are getting attacked. Because what I just said right there put women in a very bad light. And they know this. They know this. Talking about my body, my choice. Until you have a whole nother human in your belly. But you deem this human in your belly as inconvenient. And then you just yeet it because it was very inconvenient in your life. And how society views unborn babies is fucked up because they see cells from another planet as a new form of life. When a pregnant woman gets killed, a man or a woman will get tried for two murders, not just one, two murders. When a woman wants to keep the baby and potentially have child support, the courts will accept that. But as soon as a woman wants to yeet her baby to heaven, it's just a clump of cells, right? No, no, fuck that. It doesn't matter that I'm a clump of cells. You're a clump of cells. The plants outside are a clump of cells. The car is a clump of cells. Everybody's a clump of cells. Like I don't. Everything's a clump of cells or atoms or whatever the fuck it is. But as soon as a woman wants to end an unborn child's life, it's just a clump of cells. Everything else, everything else is proclaimed life until she wants to terminate that baby. But we don't really hear women like that holding other women accountable when it comes to these actions. They're either silent or they encourage. I repeat, they either silent or they encourage. These new female red pill content channels are just popping up. They want to hold women on certain things, but not the serious things. They want to hold women on certain things so they can look very good in the eyes of their male audience and take a lot more of their income, take a lot more of their money. But channels like mine, we've been saying that shit since day one. Saying that shit for over 10 years, that this is wrong, this is fucked up. Oh, these men don't know what they're talking about. These men are being too controlling. What do you mean we can't kill our own kid? It's crazy out there, gentlemen. It's crazy. It's crazy. Let's see if we can get one. Oh, yeah. Here's the biggest thing right here. Here is the biggest thing. And before I continue, if you want to support your boy, Sir Yeetus, there's a link on top of the chat, Cash App. Best possible way to donate because money goes directly to me, but you can also do super chat or super thanks. Any donation is appreciated, but if you cannot donate, it's all good. All right. It's not really a big deal. Number 6 of women's inflated ego. Why women's ego is so inflated in 2022 is women today in the United States and Western countries, they have the power to end a man's livelihood or end a man's life. I repeat, today's women have the ability to end a man's livelihood or end his life. Plenty of situations that you can look online, right? Whether it's the news or whether a man that's trying to tell his half of the story of this woman, right? Just because she is jaded, just because she is scorned, or just because she is doing that out of amusement, just because can put false allegations on the man and then potentially put him in jail for a very long time, or ruin his livelihood, or if there's any street justice, right? Let's say if the father or the brother of that woman that got allegedly sexual assaulted or worse, they can go over to that man and kill him without any type of due process, nothing, right? Just because on her word alone, like, oh, he did this to me, he did that to me, blah blah blah. When it was clearly not the case, a man could potentially lose his life, lose his livelihood, lose his reputation. And women know this, right? Because there's plenty of situations, okay? Plenty of scenarios, especially in the black community, where women, whenever there's an argument, they will purposely call the fucking cops. They will purposely call the cops on their boyfriend or their black boyfriend, knowing that it is not going to end well when it comes to law enforcement. It's not going to end well whatsoever. They know that how aggressive police can be with men. They know. But they do it anyway out of spite, because of scorn, because they're jaded, or they just love drama. They just love it. They're just like, oh, yes, Yes. Oh, let me just make my own movie right now, and I am the star actress of my movie in my mind. Let me go ahead and call people that could potentially put a bullet through your fucking dome. Oh yeah, yeah, please, yeah, go for it. And if they don't put a bullet through your dome, they can arrest you for domestic violence, put you as a felon, and it will be a lot harder for you to obtain jobs. It'll be you cannot vote anymore. It'll be a lot harder for you to obtain firearms just because she's jaded, just because she's scorned, or she just loved drama. She is just amused by it, gentlemen. That's what you guys need to understand. There's women out there that just don't give a fuck about none of that. They just want to see drama in their lives. That's why I constantly preach about women being agents of chaos. They don't want to uh uh de-escalate the situation. They want to escalate so they can have the biggest prima donna moment that they can possibly find. They can be the biggest drama queen. And yes, gentlemen, men get caught up in some situations and they never even met that woman before in their life. It could be just some random woman pointing you out or just writing some random name on the birth certificate or just putting some false accusations on you, right? Let's just say like a woman that knows you from across the street. She can just because, it doesn't even have to be a reason, put false allegations on you and your livelihood or your life is on the line. Women know in 2022 in the West, they have the power to destroy you just off of their word alone. You guys need to understand. I am not making all of these videos for no fucking reason. You guys need to understand it is not a good environment for men out here these days. It's not. You need to be treading carefully. Why would I be talking out of my ass right now if none of this is happening out here in society? One false move, gentlemen. One false move. And sometimes it's out of your control. Sometimes it's nothing that you can do. You could be caught up in some shit that you could be thrown in jail for decades or for the rest of your life. Or you can be messed up by prisoners or killed by prisoners. Or you can have your reputation ruined at home. You could possibly lose your job, lose everything just off of her word alone. That's what you guys need to understand. And once again, I'm not saying, oh, no, don't mess with women. Oh, blah, blah, blah. If you want to go ahead and associate with Western women, it is all good in the neighborhood. I cannot stop you. Okay. You are your own person. You are your own man. But don't you dare say that you did not know the long-term consequences of messing with Western women like this. Don't come up in here and tell me. Because guess what, gentlemen? It's been proven, especially in various cases in the last 5 years. A woman 5, 10, 20, 30, 40 years from now can come and say, hey, he did this to me, he did that to me. And just based off of her word alone. And when you're 60 years old, you can still go to prison over an accusation of something that happened 20, 30, 40 years ago. How fucked up is that? How quick do you really think they're going to have that same energy if a man came forward and said, hey, this woman, she took advantage of me 30 years ago? Do you really think that the courts are going to have that same energy? Come on. Come on. Let's keep it real. Go ahead and get married if you want. Go ahead and have a relationship if you want in the West. Go ahead. I cannot stop you once again. But you know the risks, you know the consequences, you know what can potentially happen. And what can potentially happen can literally kill you. And there's countless evidence out there on social media, or go ahead and look at various court cases in the family and divorce courts and look at the outcomes that happen from it. Right? I'm not here to just spook you. This is reality. This is life in the West. You know what, gentlemen? We are going to end it here because I really do want to do a part two. But I really do believe that I was very informative with my stream today. I want to do a part two on this. I'm not done yet. I'm not done. Because the ego, the women's ego today, it is out of control. And I haven't even gone through all the reasons yet. You guys know it too. You guys know it too. A fucking woman looking like Bigfoot wants you to treat her like she's Queen Elizabeth. It's crazy out here, gentlemen. It's crazy. But I know that Undead Chronic, he will be streaming in 45 minutes. I think 45 minutes, yeah. Undead Chronic and Ribby, they will be together doing a stream on Ribby's channel or Undead Chronic's channel. Either channel is good. Go ahead and check them out, gentlemen. But I just had to get this off my chest, and there will be a part two. There will be a part two because they want to get on with the male ego. Oh, male ego this, male ego that. Blah, 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 blah. They don't want us to get on the female ego. And I'm pretty sure I named 6 very good reasons on why a woman's ego is out of control. It is out of control. It's insane. Watch me get canceled. But before we end it, I know I have one more super chat. It is from Ritalic. Thank you very much for your donation. He says, need to catch replay. Yeah, don't worry about it. This was a very short stream. It wasn't really a big deal. But best believe I will be doing another stream tomorrow. And once again, gentlemen, I am still working on the memberships thing. I have to make sure that you guys get quality content if you guys going to further invest in this channel. So, Mochi, no call-in? No, unfortunately, because guess what? Believe it or not, I touch grass. So I have to go out and do something right quick tonight. I have to get shit done. So, but thank you very much, gentlemen. This your boy, Sir Yeetus. Hopefully you enjoy the shit ton of gems I dropped on you today. And go head over to Undead Chronics and Ribby's channel because they're both going to be streaming together, okay? I am out. Peace.